Patrol.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Saturday edition of the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas, and you are officially stuck with me for the next couple hours because I am driven to entertain you. But the beauty of it is I don't have to do it alone. Because I got my good friend and personal space-adjusted co-host here, Mr. Don Longbeard. Just a little too close there, Don. You want to head over by the wall?
Turn my mic on, thank you.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, okay. So how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good. Worked my grind today. Went home, did an oil change on the paranormal pickup, and yeah, it was good.
And you're washing your hands and feeling good?
No, I didn't wash my hands, but
okay.
I do feel good.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's no way to contract it from a truck or anything.
Not.
So far, that's looking pretty good. But welcome, everybody, to the show. This is our Saturday night extravaganza of paranormal fun and mayhem, which is what we do here on the show. We've had a bunch
like
of...
what we specialize in.
So, quick announcement right off the bat. Paisley Wild Show, The Spaces Between, has moved to 2 hours now, both Friday and Saturday nights. So, just so you guys are aware, the Duke will be coming on after that, but it'll be an hour later, and he will be in the TFR chat room. So go to tfrlive.com/chat, and you can hang out with the Duke over there. But his show has been adjusted an hour later as a result. So there's even more fun on Saturday nights here on tfrlive.com, and certainly encourage you all to become members if you like the channels, you like the shows you're hearing. If you become a member of TFR Live, you have unlimited access, commercial-free access, and download ability of all the shows on the network. So there's always some kind of fun there.
And you'll be supporting the hosts as well.
You'd be supporting us. If you go to tfrlive.com/paranormal portal, you can certainly sign up on that page, and that shows a little more love than a normal sign up. Or signing up through other hosts.
Yeah, we prefer not that. Now, not to say there aren't good hosts on TFR,
No. But if you're a big follower of the Duke, if you're a big follower of the Duke, go to tfrlive.com/World Bigfoot Radio. If you're a big follower of Paisley, go to tfrlive.com/the spaces between, and sign up through the respective pages, because it does support the hosts as well as our mother network, and that's so important because we all need some love. But hope you guys are doing great, and if you're quarantined or just self-quarantining, hope you're doing good. We're here to entertain you 7 nights a week, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/paranormal portal, if you want to check out more of what we have to offer throughout the week.
And we have so much.
We have so much to give.
It's so expansive.
Exactly. So just wanted to make that announcement up front, because that's big news. Also big news coming up. We got a couple of really cool interviews next weekend, a week from yesterday, actually. Friday night on the show will be the one and only Mr. Ron Moorhead will be joining me on the Paranormal Portal, our Friday night episode. Ron will be joining me, and we'll have 2 hours of discussion and fun with him, and we'll make sure to have the lines open if you guys want to ask some questions of your very own to Mr. Moorhead. That would be really cool. But he will be on next week's Friday night show, so I hope you guys will turn in and show up for it. that would be a great time. And then on Saturday night, I've got Joe Roop. I think it's Roop or Rupee. I'm not.
I think it's Rupee.
You think it's Rupee?
I do.
That's what I was thinking
Pronounce
too.
it with two E's. 1 P, 2 E's.
Well, it's Rupe.
Yeah, but pronounce it with 2 E's.
Oh, okay.
Rupee.
Rupee. But however you say it, Joe's a great guy, and I just talked to him today, and he has agreed to come on our Saturday night show next weekend as well. And if you're not familiar with Joe, the Lighting the Void is his show, Lighting the Void.
Yep.
And I was a guest on his show for 3 hours.
Great show, too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a great discussion. And he has also owner and operator of the Fringe FM. So that is his network. Real nice guy. So he's going to be on the show. And we're going to talk to Joe Rupee. Yep. So anyway, Don,
Yes,
what
sir.
do you say we get to a listener email?
Oh, yeah.
So this is something that was sent in by our wonderful friends. Let me see if I can get her on the horn, because I would like for them to be on to represent their thing. So I'm actually going to call her. We're going to do an Ellen thing here.
An Ellen
You ever watch Ellen?
No.
She always calls people. She pulls out the old.
That woman.
Oh, well, hello. What do you hate about Ellen? She's just a lovely soul.
I've never thought she was funny.
Oh, I always liked her humor.
No.
I always have. But we're gonna call him, and it's Stacy is.
She's in the chat room.
Oh, I'm gonna call you guys with that number that you gave me, because I think it'd be great to have you on and representing what we're gonna be listening to here, because it was a really cool EVP. But I think it would be best if you guys kind of give us the background of what we're listening to here. So let me type in the numbers as I do this. This is through Skype. You're going to see a weird number pop up, so don't worry. It's just my Skype, if I can figure this out. Yeah, that one, and then 4 more numbers. All right. So talk quietly amongst yourselves.
I'm verklempt.
Okay, I hope this is right. Yeah, you're verklempt. All right, I'm going to call this number, and we'll hopefully get an answer, and we can get into this. And maybe we'll be talking to him.
The anticipation is killing me.
I know. Hello?
Hello.
Are you guys there?
Yep, we are here.
Oh, well, we're here too. Keep talking. I want to make sure your sound is loud enough. You having a good night?
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to figure out our speaker too.
Oh, okay. So you guys sent in the sound file, and I just want to give you a chance to set up what we're going to be listening to. And now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to figure out a real high-tech way to do this. I was working on it, but I ran into a lot of problems. So I'm going to do the low-tech version of it, which means I'm holding up my phone
to the microphone.
And we're going to do it incredibly low-tech.
Because we're professionals.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. So go ahead and tell us what we're going to be listening to, though.
Well, we decided to call Deb a couple weeks ago. Just to get a general reading. And while we were getting it, she was talking to us about when we go to do investigations, we need to practice a little more security and protecting ourselves while we're out there. And as she's saying that, she kind of pauses and said, because, and when she pauses, there's a nice little extra voice in there.
Yeah, it's a really incredible extra voice in there. I would say this is a Class A EVP, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not really familiar with it, Class A's are really clear. They really have their own space. It's not at all hard to figure out what these things are saying. The first word is a little bit up in the air, but the last of it you should be able to hear if this works as well as I'm hoping to God it does.
We're so lower end.
But yeah, we are. But so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play that for you guys now. If you have headphones, I would suggest you put them on, because whenever you're listening to things like this, you want to be able to get the real nuances of it in your ears. So let's check this out, though. This is the first time I've ever done this approach, too, so God willing, this works.
And your guys are saying be more cautious. because you're not really big on being careful about certain things that you do in your investigations. And it's really necessary for you to be more protected, because one of you,
What?
Jody, has the potential of attachments.
Okay, now there's two things that you guys are hearing in this recording. The first part comes with that. Well, the first part is the tapping, and according to our two guests, Stacy, that they don't know what's causing the tapping noise either. They were unable to duplicate that, but there's definitely a second voice in there, and I'm going to play it again, and then I'm going to play a shorter version that we also have here. So I'm going to play it again. This is brought to you with the fine, big, high-tech budget of the Paranormal Portal.
And your guys are saying be more cautious, because you're not really big on being careful about certain things that you do in your investigations. And it's really necessary for you to be more protected, because one of you, Jody, has the potential of attachments.
Okay, so
I heard something the first time, and I heard it again that time.
so what I think it's saying is to one of you. Ooh. So there seems to be something that might have been covered or maybe happened in an earlier spot that we're not hearing.
That's scary.
But it says to one of you. Now we're gonna go to the shorter version, and this will help to isolate that a little better. I turned it and it went all kinds of screwy. Okay, hold on.
One of you. One of you.
And one more time.
One of you.
Okay, I'm freaked out.
That's that is an incredible EVP. That is what they call a Class A. I mean, there's no question.
Can we send that to Dan?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys give us permission, we have an investigator, a friend of ours, who does some spectral analysis on sound files. And if you guys,
yeah,
is that okay?
Yeah, we'd love for you to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna send this over to him because this is really the kind of capture that you might only get a handful of these in a lifetime of investigating.
Yes.
And this is incredibly profound. So my question is which one of you has the attachment? Sorry.
Well, we were kind of surprised because in the past, Stacy's had an attachment that lasted quite a few years, which is a story in itself.
Wow.
But Deb says it's me who brings them home.
Oh.
Wow. A little extra loving during quarantine.
Now, there's also a video, and I got to confess, I never did get a chance to watch the video, but I will take a look at that, and we'll have you guys back on again. But what do you guys think was going on here, or do you think you have any idea what this to one of you could have meant?
Well, it kind of went, the whole conversation was telling us to protect ourselves more, and she hadn't really pinpointed a certain person. And when she paused there and said because, we thought it said, it's one of you.
Oh.
And then she immediately said, you need to, are the one that needs to worry about this. Like, it was like maybe one of the guys talking to her saying, you need to do this with this one person.
Wow.
That is...
We're hoping that that's all it was just one of our guys.
Now, I got to confess, I've never heard of a guide leaving EVPs, but I'm not going to say it can't happen. I'm certainly no expert. But it would be a new one for me to have heard that. I've never heard that claim that guides leave EVPs for us. I think they try to communicate more directly with us. But
I think that's very direct.
Well, a little less spooky is my point.
That'd be nice.
But I think this is absolutely...
They probably the brick.
They what? Something about a brick? What was that?
Probably try to hit us over the head with a brick and we don't listen, so maybe they figure if they just talk.
Well, there is that too, but I gotta really thank you both. This is amazing, and I'm absolutely honored that you chose to share it here. I'm glad we were able to play it on the show. This is, again, ladies and gentlemen, those of you listening, if you just heard this, this is an incredibly rare thing. And to have it come up when you guys weren't even doing a session, which is what's most interesting. It just,
Which makes it even scarier.
right. It just took that opportunity, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It was interesting.
Wow, yeah, no doubt.
yeah, I will definitely forward this over to our friend Dan, who will put it into his sound program, look at the spectral analysis of it, and hopefully give us some screenshots so we can show you how EVPs sit really differently in a sound file than normal voices do. And that'll be a really cool confirmation to this. But I have no doubt that you guys really caught something fantastic and amazing here. And thank you so much for sending it in to us.
Oh, my God.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, you ladies have a wonderful night, and I hope you'll be in the audience with us for the rest of the show.
We will. We will. Good night.
It was like stereo.
I know, huh? They must be Fifth Earth.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Wow, that's creepy. That is creepy. That's Did I say that's because it is?
That's the kind of thing. I mean, really, those are so incredibly rare. You might get a word that comes through, and it's kind of muddy, and you really got to dig for
That
it.
was a
But
sentence that stuck right out.
one of you. And it was just this whispery voice. You know, it's like, okay, turn up the dial on creepy to 10.
We just passed ludicrous speed. Oh, my God.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just really, and I'm sincere about that. Anytime anyone submits their experiences, their stories, or they come on the podcast and talk or call in and talk, it's just such an honor to me because these are, in my opinion, these are really sacred.
Oh, my God, stop it.
Dan,
Get out of my head.
I think you're in mine. I'm not sure. Somebody's in somebody's head here, or we're sharing a brain. One of the two.
That's even scarier.
We got the hive mind cooking here in the portal. But you'd swear that was rehearsed, but honest to God, it wasn't. So anyway, very cool. Thank you. That's an awesome way to start our show.
Wow.
I wish we could get one of those tonight, man. That'd be brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good sound
Send
file.
more.
One
Send
more
more
time. One more time. Oh, jeez.
Gosh.
Isn't that awesome?
You're
That
on my
is
hair
so-
stood up.
Let's do it
What?
again. Wait, let's do it again. Hold on. Oh my God. Yeah. I definitely hear to one of you. I don't know if it's one of you. I'm hearing like a hard T at the beginning of that, like to one of you. Wow. That is so cool.
Cha-Cha is just all over me tonight, and I haven't even said hi to her. Oh, my God.
I must be lonely. She's just coming from she's coming from the floor on those uppercuts.
Yeah, I know, huh?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's kind of setting this.
Oh, Kate. Nice, Kate. Good one.
Kate, it definitely did not say that. It did not say subscribe to believe.
So you had to go and read it. Give them free press. Okay.
Well, I had to acknowledge what it meant for our radio listeners out there. Cade Moya is in our audience on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, and he has the Believe podcast from out of Australia, a good friend of ours. We've done a lot of things together, and we're always shooting things back and forth, but he thinks the EVP said subscribe to Believe. way to roll some opportunity there, brother. I got to give you credit. That was pretty ace.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Huh? Take on every chance.
Right. Lucifer's in here.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Welcome, brother. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it into the show, the live show. Lucifer's always leaving messages on YouTube. Really wonderful guy. Thank you so much for all the kind words you've been giving us.
Well, Lucifer Bean.
Oh, by the way, we got a poem, Don.
We got a poem?
Yeah, somebody
wrote a poem?
Somebody was inspired by that very word you just said, and I'm glad you said it. Because it rang.
Oh, God, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, hold on. I got to find it now. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. That's an email back from Ron. Here it is. So this is a listener submitted a poem that he was inspired by Don's Black-Eyed Beans.
I knew that was coming.
And it's really rather Seussian, and I really like it.
That figures.
It's and I got to read it. It reads like a Dr. Seuss book. It's pretty awesome. It says, "Red." Now listen to how beings is pronounced. I think that's the takeaway here, Don.
No.
It says,
I almost cursed.
It says, "Red beings, white beings, yellow beings, black. We all come from a slightly different places on the map. Purple beings, brown beings, orange beings, blue. So many beings, it's like being in a big being zoo. Skinny beings, fat beings, tall beings, short. God made us all different because it makes for good sport. Silly beings, nice beings, happy beings, fun. We all like to go out and play in the sun. Wet beings, dry beings, hot beings, cold. None of much like to do what we're told. Fast beings, slow beings, high beings, low. I've had fun with all you beings. Now it's time for me to go."
Oh my God! Okay, I will give props. That was very interesting. It was very Seussian, as you said.
Yeah.
But because all I could hear is one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. But no, that was actually kind of cool.
That is cool.
It's a good type of poking fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's in good fun. So, so
That's
we'll
awesome.
definitely do that.
Wow.
Very cool.
That'll never die, will it?
No, it keeps coming back.
I'd
It
like
really
to
does.
just bury it in the back 20 and just kind of
Well, no, it's one of those things that kind of helps define the show for our
portal lore.
for our regular listeners. Anyway,
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of new listeners are going, "What's that all about?" But trust me when I say that Don learned how to say that word just in the recent past.
Oh my goodness.
We'll have to put that on
Yes.
another compilation out there because it's classic. But anyway, how about that paranormal, Don? What?
That's just great. Wow.
Did you know the tomb of Romulus was discovered in Rome?
Okay.
I
No,
know
I
this
did
is
not.
this is not really paranormal per se, but it's historical, and I think that these things are cool because they do validate the history that we know today. A lot of times these old histories are sometimes chalked up as much folklore as they are fact, but when they find tombs of such things, I think it's pretty powerful. So it says, a sarcophagus discovered in the remains of an ancient temple in Rome is causing a stir among historians who cannot agree if it belongs to the Italian city's legendary founder Romulus. The stone tomb with circular altar dates to the 6th century BC, and according to legend, Romulus founded the city on Palatine Hill in 753 BC after killing his twin brother Remus.
Go figure.
Yeah. The experts are divided over whether the empty tomb can be linked to Romulus or if the brothers even existed. This discovery was unveiled by the Italian archaeologists at the Roman Forum on Friday. I don't know when was this written. February 2020. So
Really?
it's actually from February.
Right before Italy went into lockdown.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's kind of true, huh?
Yep.
Historians said that while the find in the heart of the city was significant, it represents a symbolic rather than a real grave. Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Oh.
So it was empty. So it might mean that he's undead, though. He could be a zombie or a vampire. I'm just saying. You never know. So that's news that I hadn't heard before, and I'm not going to read the whole article because this isn't a lesson on archaeology, but I find that interesting because I think those discoveries I think are important to validating history to some degree. Current USS Nimitz captain has obligation to watch for UFOs. Did you know that, Don?
I would imagine that would have happened anyhow.
USS Nimitz captain reveals Navy pilots do have to watch out for UFOs after one of the carrier's planes captured secret unreleased video of 2004 encounters with the Tic Tac craft. We're not going to get into this too much because we've kind of done it to death, but it's just interesting that this captain is also acknowledging that this is part of the reality. Says Captain Max Clark, commanding officer of the USS Nimitz, tells DailyMail.com it is important his ship and everybody on it is kept safe from UFOs. Now, that's a hell of a acknowledgement, I think, because, it does stand as an official acknowledgement.
Oh.
This is the captain of a
holds
carrier.
rank, yeah.
It's not like some guy in a fishing boat. So,
we was out catching crabs one night.
we were fishing too. Sorry. Sorry. That's just me being an idiot. Sorry. I do sometimes go full idiot at the drop of a dime. You just never know when it's going to happen, and that was it. So, hope you guys are patient with me. From my perspective, we have an obligation to make sure the airspace is clear, whether it's a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, he says. This comes just weeks after the Office of Naval Intelligence revealed the existence of a classified unreleased video of a UFO. When is this from? This must be old. It doesn't seem like it's anytime new. Yeah, it's... we're going to break, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
We will be right back. Don't go away for more of the fun that is the Paranormal Portal. All right.
I have trouble. And welcome back, ladies and other peoples. Or should I say beings?
Ooh, nice. Nice enunciation. I'm glad we've had a good takeaway here.
Well, like I kind of got pointed out.
Yeah.
So anyhow, hi, welcome back. It's me, your ever-loving Don. I wanted to take a moment and do a shout out to our friend Ruth Ann. She's always sending us these great little cards, and they're all handmade. You can just feel it. It's a solid card. It's awesome. And it says, Blessed Equinox. And it's got a little half, anyhow, for balance. You know what I mean. So anyhow, she unfortunately she has really nice handwriting. She really does.
Yeah,
and
she does.
I don't have my glasses on. Yes,
Want me to
please.
read it?
Yes, please.
All right. So she says, she starts off with these little poems inside. Spring. Never mind. Spring with her golden sun and silver rain is with us once again, which is Henry someone. I don't know what the Temrod or something. And she says, Dear Brent and Don, wishing you both a season of balance, renewal, and growth. Love, Ruth Ann. So very cool. But she does these handmade cards. They're just beautiful.
Awesome.
And that to me is just amazing. I just think that's such craftsmanship. She could actually sell these things.
Probably.
She even does her own logo on the back, which is awesome. They're beautiful, wonderful.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much, Ruth Ann. That's wonderful. It's great to hear from you, and we hope to hear from you more. And hello to all of you guys out there listening to us. Thank you guys for being here. It's, of course, our Saturday night fun fest of paranormal wonder and amazement. And Don and I are having, God, that first half hour just was,
Flew by, yeah.
that was almost non-existent.
That was awesome.
Pretty much just introduced the show and boom, felt like we were at commercial.
That's because we had some really great, right off the top, some really great stuff to talk about.
I wish we could start off every show with something like that. I wish that we had, emails. I always love starting these shows with emails and messages and stuff, and we get them and they come in. Although most people that have been emailing me, I've been trying to get on the podcast because it's just really great to be able to have a conversation with them to discuss their experiences and such. So I haven't been reading many emails on the show because most of them are better suited for a podcast, just in the length of the things they've experienced.
Right.
Because a lot of people will send in emails like, "Oh, this is just one thing that happened to me," and it's like, "Oh, I want to know all of it."
Yeah.
I want to know everything that's happened to you because I find this stuff just absolutely amazing and fascinating.
Right.
So
So here's the thing. If you want to hear those emails, you have to go to the podcast.
yeah, head over to the podcast and you can find us on Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Podcast Maniac, I think is another one that we're on.
Podcast Addict?
Addict, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I butcher words all the time. It's my command of my mother tongue is tenuous at times. So, but yeah, we're on just a ton of them. So we love your support there as well. But thank you all for being here with us tonight as we journey back into the Paranormal Portal.
Oh, the Scottish Wild Man. That's
Scottish
a
Wild
name.
Man. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. What time you at just now? World Bigfoot Radio is 2.
Right now it's
2:35.
7:30, and he'll be on at 11, so that's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours from now. When the Duke will be there. I'll be there too, because I want to hear this, and I understand that Kevin
Yes.
Lang will be in there. And if you're not familiar with Kevin Lang, he is the gentleman who experienced a long-term relationship with a Sasquatch that he ran into just by chance up in the woods of in the forests up here in Idaho.
Yeah.
And they formed this unlikely bond, and it's just amazing. So if you haven't heard the Glag Saga, definitely head over to World Bigfoot Radio and check it out. Duke and Kevin sat down for a whole marathon of shows that really does an amazing job of cataloging that entire experience. And Kevin's been on our show twice as well. Wonderful guy. I really love the guy. He's
Yeah.
just He's just one of the most sincere people I've ever met. And, I can't help but just, feel like, this guy is so genuine, and his experiences are just so off the charts. And I still get messages from people that are running into the episode where Kevin did talk about his relationship with Glag, which is the name of his Sasquatch friend. And I still get people that have told me that they listen to the shows like with their children, and they talk about a lot of life lessons with their kids that are brought up in those stories. And it's just these incredible teaching moments. So they are pretty absolutely amazing. So definitely want to check it out. But that's Duke's show will be, again, following the spaces between right here on TFRlive.com. And Duke himself and Kevin will be in the chat room, and you can join them, and that is TFRlive.com/chat. And as the episode is playing, they'll both be in there and able to...
You'll be able to ask questions live through chat. Yeah.
Right. You'll be able to ask questions in real time or hear more information that maybe didn't make it in the episode that will help to, help you understand exactly what's going on. So really cool opportunity. And it's, as far as I know... I just saw this in the... But as far as I know, Duke is one of the only hosts I know of that does it like that he's always available in the chat room during his shows.
Right.
And I think that's a cool opportunity for people to,
Absolutely.
hang out with him and to talk with him about the material he's going over. So I was laughing because Bam and TFR. Well, Don Quixote's in there too. Hey, Donkey, good to hear you and see you. And I'm sorry I didn't look at the chat before now, but Bam says, Brent, I do full idiot way more than you.
He appreciates that.
Yeah, that's good. Because idiots love company. So, all right. But before the break, we were going into some of the information about the Nimitz thing again, and I don't know that I'm going to cover any more of it, but I thought it was kind of fitting that we went to the first break, which actually includes those videos that were recorded by those pilots from the USS Nimitz in the Pacific. So whatever they were seeing, it was pretty amazing. So as well as my own footage that I captured. That's the green night vision shot I captured right out my back door here with my night vision binoculars and a GoPro that I kind of fashioned to sit in one of the eyepieces. So I actually captured that, and I don't know. They are out there, ladies and gentlemen. I can only tell you that. They're out there. So let's continue. Shall we, Don?
Yes, but a quick shout out to Nessie.
Nessie.
She
Hi.
seems to love the beard. She loves the beard.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just have a you moment
It's
here.
from me to you.
All right. So let's continue.
Good
here.
night, Deb. Sorry. I hope you feel better.
Oh, is Deb not feeling well?
Yeah, she's allergies, she says. So.
Well, get some rest, my lady. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. Let's see. Concerns over secret search for giant bones in New Zealand, Don.
Oh.
This is interesting, and this is coming from New Zealand, and I know we've got some listeners there.
Yeah, Nessie, as a matter of fact.
That's kind of where I was going with this. I'm always confused, Nessie. This is not a new phenomenon. I have many grades of confusion that I work through, and every day. It says a secretive group excavating a cave they believe is filled with a race of pre-Polynesian giant skeletons.
Wow.
Here have IWI and archaeologists worried. And it says, archaeologists say a group of people tumbling into the side of a country road in search of a race of pre-Polynesian giant skeletons could be damaging the archaeological record. Yeah, that's what they're concerned about.
Yeah.
They're concerned about the record,
Yeah.
not the ones they bury in basements.
Is the Smithsonian there?
Yeah, well, they will be after this. A representative of local IWI, NGATI TAA, so it's Ngati, Tahinga, who have Tipuna and Taonga buried in the limestone-rich northwest Waikato area caves.
Nessie,
has
can you
described-
send a breakdown on that as words, please?
Yeah, could you translate this next, Nessie, if I forward it to you? Has described the group's actions as disturbing. Well, if it's tribal, that's true. And people shouldn't be digging through tribal areas. That's not good at all. If that's what IWI is, then I agree. That I think we all want those answers about the giants and these bones and stuff, but not at the risk of
destroying them, damaging.
damaging a whole tribal culture's
Yes.
heritage. I think that's horrible, and I agree. It says RNZ understands one member of the group is a caver, but none are trained archaeologists. Since 2016, the group has recorded progress of the dig by sharing photos, videos, and written updates on a blog that has been viewed more than 88,000 times. Otago University Associate Professor of Bioarchaeology, Dr. Sian Halcrow, worries about the number of people who might come across the blog and believe the information being put out on it. It does really highlight what some New Zealanders think in terms of pre-Maori conspiracy theories with really racist undertones. It's not grounded in fact, so people should be aware. Well, I don't know. It depends on what you think is fact, but there very well could be giant bones, but they should be got to in a very appropriate manner. Though the group has tried to keep the location of the cave secret, RNZ has been able to confirm its whereabouts and contact the landowner who was unaware of the dig and said the group did not have his permission to be tunneling into his property. Oops. Yeah, oops is right. They could do like jail time for that. The secretive group has been sporadically digging out Tube-like Cave for close to 4 years, often under the cover of darkness. They are yet to find any real evidence of the supposed giants they call the Tall Ones, although they say they have already found several bones in the cave. The group has determined one is the leg bone of an 8-foot tall human and could be up to 2,500 years old. This here, my friends, is a human bone of pre-Polynesian inhabitants, a male voice says in the video of the hollow bone posted online by the group. You can tell by the triangular shape that it's most likely a tibia, which would make this individual 8 feet 4 inches tall.
Wow.
Regardless of its length, this is an older bone than any human being in New Zealand. What do our detractors say now, we wonder? Experts say the bone probably belongs to a moa. Oh, well... Yeah, let me put this. I'll put it on for our YouTube listeners to be able to see. But I think it's. I don't know. Is that a? And I'm sure they're not talking about the one on the bottom here. Let me get it up there. But they're talking about the one, the old one on top.
Yeah,
I think this is.
there's see the red lines.
Yeah,
they're reflecting
Yes.
the breaks on the other one. Yeah.
Yep. So they think it's this section of the bone, but it's obviously much bigger. So this would be a normal adult tibia bone, and well, this does not look like a tibia at all. This looks like a femur. There's the ball joint to go.
That's the hip.
Yeah, this is a ball joint to go into the hip. This is not a tibia. Is the one below the knee, the tibula and the fibula, or whatever.
And the gluteus maximus.
Yeah. Well, that would be up here.
Emphasis on the maximus.
Yeah, but this is a femur bone they're comparing it to, so that's a bad comparison. This is the ball joint for the hip, so no, that's not a good. That's not right. They are wrong. Let's see. They say it belongs to a moa. The lack of evidence hasn't hampered the enthusiast of the group's apparent leader, who does not reveal his name online but goes by the initials of IJ. Providing proof of 8-foot humans to the world will be bigger than finding Tutankhamun, he tells RNZ via email, adding that the discovery will be the most talked about worldwide story of the millennia. A spokesman for Heritage New Zealand, the government entity tasked with protecting New Zealand's historic and cultural heritage, is less excited, although it's illegal to modify or destroy any part of an archaeological site without authority from the Heritage. New Zealand, the spokesman says he has no reason to believe that the purported cave is an archaeological site. In other words, the experts don't think the cave contains any evidence pre-1900 human activity, giant human bones or otherwise. The farmer who owns the land is fuming, despite writing on the blog that the landowner knows and approves of what we do. The property owner told RNZ He was unaware of the dig, and the group did not have his permission. There are many myths and rumors and oral histories pertaining to what lies beneath the crumpled farmland that spreads along the west coast between Port Waikato and Raglan. Some are more far-fetched than others. Al Mannering, who grew up on the farm in the Waikaritu Valley, where the tunnel is being dug, recalls stories of POU, a carved wooden post, being found near a sharp bend when the road was cut, which he said may have signified a nearby Urupa. He also recalls seeing a human femur about 2 centimeters longer than his own, and I am 6 feet, he said. Another story comes of 88-year-old Maurice Tyson, who's lived in nearby Tuakau since he was a teen. He tells of a crypt filled with 14 or more 8-foot-tall skeletons being uncovered by road workers, then quickly reburied by archaeologists as part of a wider conspiracy to keep New Zealand's true history a secret. Tyson doesn't claim to have seen the skeletons or their reburial, but he says the story was told to him by the road workers who found them. He has multiple theories about who the skeletons belong to, from victims of the Spanish flu to World War II Japanese soldiers. I think this is supposed to be one self-proclaimed astroarchaeologist, Martin Dutre's Celtic NZ website article described a tribe of tall Aztec-type Maoris, referred to as the Tall Ones, who lived in North Waikato caves and were eaten to extinction. Oh,
Wow.
The article mentions a secret burial cave that is packed with the dead of the tribe.
Wow.
It is these stories that seem to have inspired IJ and his crew, who used the initials BM, YMRI, Davidson and MD on the blog, to tunnel into the limestone cave in a bank on the side of Wakaritu Valley Road. Excuse me. In the following pages and over the next 3 years or so, you'll find digital photographs and information along with a video that will prove that the Tall Ones actually existed and that they were here long before Maori ever arrived and took the land from them, the blog reveals, or reads. Maori, as we know them, did not possess an empty land as taught in the school books these days or as printed these days in the media. Polynesians, in fact, came to a land already occupied, and then they conquered it, what is inside our cave, and we finally reached the cavern part. We will eventually prove this. Though some believe the group is motivated by racism, I don't understand that. Iru Ware of Ngati Tahinga, who is chairman of the Oh my God.
Nessie says you're making her cringe.
I'm cringing too. I have no idea how to say these. Which is near the cave, is giving IG and his crew the benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't put it down to racism. I think it would be a lack of education and understanding of cultural values, he says. But it's still hard for Ware to understand how or why something like this would be done without talking to iwi first, especially if it's human bones the diggers are searching for. We have a number of caves back home in the Wakaritu Valley. Waikaritu? I'm trying, Nessie, I'm trying. Valley, and there's still some of our loved ones buried in there. Wow. In our history, our culture, we always talk about our bones, where we come from, and that's where our bones are. So in a Yoruba, or in this case a cave, when you remove the bones from the place where they were laid, our dead or loved ones, it removes that whole spiritual tapu essence. It's very hard for our people to try and decipher why people would do such things, and whether they're looking for, big giants or moas. I can understand, but for guys just going in there without any consultation, well, that's something else. That's a pretty disturbing approach, and I gotta agree. I'm all for finding the truth, but you don't stomp all over an entire culture just to, make a point. That's not okay. Despite, what's a détrait? Détrait. Despite the group's raison d'être, now we just
There was no disdain in that.
now we're French all of a sudden. For those here long before the Polynesian migrants occurred, there is no evidence of human habitation of New Zealand prior to the arrival of Polynesians. Every professional archaeologist will tell you the same. Waikato-based archaeologist Sian Keith says. The pervasive myth that an earlier population of Moriori, I'm sorry, Nessie, I should probably just quit reading this. I am absolutely butchering your world, was displaced by Maori and has been repeatedly rejected by academics. So have suggestions that prior to the arrival of Polynesians, the country was settled by Egyptians, Celts, Greeks, Chinese, Melanesians, or Phoenicians, by people like Dautre and Ross Baker of the One New Zealand Foundation. Bless you. Go wash your hands.
Thanks.
Here, wait, hold on. I got something here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is sanitizer.
Oh.
Now rub yourself down with that, will you? But anyway, so there you have that. I mean, it was about over, but I think all the meat of the story was over. And that came from mz.co.nz news. But I don't know when this was. When was the date on this? Because I'm kind of curious. Again, 14th of February, 2020.
Wow. Valentine's Day.
This is, happy Valentine's Day. Here's a leg bone. Yeah, very, very wild. I think that's terrible that they have done it in such a way as this, but
Right.
I am extraordinarily interested and would love to see that authenticated,
Louis,
that there were giants.
I have dust allergies. I have dust allergies.
Oh, is he think he's like your
Don's got coronavirus. No, I might have a corona every now and then, but not a virus.
you know, you almost can't say that on YouTube anymore because they're actually banned.
know,
They're actually
Ridiculous.
I don't know why. It's not like
Well-
it's not a real phenomenon we're all dealing with.
Well,
But yeah, thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it. I love me some YouTube. Don't get me wrong, but I don't understand why they're stomping down anybody talking about it, except for their big people.
is the Smithsonian there?
No, I mean like their 1 million plus
Oh, you mean
subscriber
like
creators.
Beast, what's his name? And,
Mr. Beast and
like that West
PewDiePie,
guy. And,
maybe Germer. No, Germer's not that big yet. Not on YouTube, but
his
he's getting
head
there.
is.
His head is. His channel's growing though. It's really growing. I don't know. It's just awesome. I wish ours was really growing like that. But anyway, enough of me whining. Back to the show.
Back to the show.
So, but that's interesting. I think that's
mustard from them there fried taters.
yeah. I got some fried.
So,
taters.
but that's really kind of, that's really intriguing. Finding those bones or what could be bones. As you say, I wish it was a little more scientifically done, and I hope it's not done in, a nasty, mean way.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, that's so cool though that that might be what it is.
It
And
is.
It's just incredible.
But their example used the wrong freaking bone. I mean, they're trying to say it's a tibia because of the shape, and then they hold up a femur to compare it against,
Right.
which is like a. I mean, it's that kind of clumsiness that absolutely will
Yes.
negate what they're trying to do, and at least come at it with a little bit of knowledge. But your time will come, Brent. What's my time coming for? I don't know what you're talking about, Moog. Is it a good time? That's all I'm hoping for. My time will
Don't
come.
threaten him with a good time.
Yeah, don't tell me something like that. What is it? I'm sure it's something I said, but he's. I don't know what he's referring to now.
What was said 10 seconds ago is 10 seconds in the past ago.
What was said 10 seconds ago stays 10 seconds ago. Yeah, gotta love the delay of our broadcasting. But we are
Wow.
about a minute away from our hour breakdown already.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? No, actually, I can't. It's been a great show so far. Welcome to the portal. Welcome to the portal.
Yeah, it gets worse here every day.
I was thinking more about fun and games.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was in a different part of the song.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. So we are going to go, ladies and gentlemen, to our hour break. But again, remember, Saturday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights on TFR. Well, every night, but these are the nights we're involved with it, are amazing nights. So if you are watching, listening, entertaining yourselves through the TFR schedule, stick around, because after this comes Paisley Wild, The Spaces Between. And then after that, and comes the Duke and World Bigfoot Radio, and he's got Kevin Lang with him to join in the chat room. To my knowledge, I think that's all working out. So that'll be a great time. I'll be in there. I'll be in there to say hello and to be a part of that.
I'll try to be awake.
Todd, check it out. Let's see. What is this? We got a link from Todd253 from the TFR chat room. I'll check it out over break, but we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away, because we promise.
The fun has just begun.
Yes, we got a whole nother hour of this, ladies and gentlemen.
Susian too.
Yeah, kind of. More like the drawings. No, I'm just kidding.
Weird and abstract.
We'll be right back.
Play their games. Everybody loves to place their bets. They don't understand the price I paid. They don't care to comprehend. Trace their lines upon my body, ripping scars across my heart. Raging anger boils inside me as their lies keep falling apart. But I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken I am finished with my silence. I am not a stupid boy. No more breaking me with kindness. Just you dance upon my joy. Leading me with empty promise. You're just another fucking mess. Taking off the slice of my sanity. Just make sure that you're well fed. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet. I'm not broken yet.
Caroline is not like those she's with. They're attracted to the one thing about her that is different from themselves. Her life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home and earthly pleasures. Something they desperately desire, but can't have anymore. Right now, she's the closest thing to that.
Poltergeist are usually associated with an individual. Hauntings seem to be connected with an area. A house, usually.
Poltergeist disturbances are fairly short duration, perhaps a couple of months. Hauntings can go on for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Hour number 2 is upon us. Our number dos, for those of you with Hispanic language skills.
Dos coronas, por favor.
Yeah. Dua. Dos.
Dos?
Vai. I don't know. What was it? Eins, zwei, drei.
Eins, zwei, drei.
Vier,
Vier.
fünf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of got a little pieces of all kinds of languages.
Just enough.
I'm hardly fluent in my mother tongue though, so.
Oh, I have 2 languages.
Yeah, I know English and bad English.
That's right.
Yep.
And,
I
well,
remember.
And some sailor. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's, I think, a skill all of us should have. You have to have a little sailor. It's kind of worldly that way. I've heard it was French, though. Sorry.
It's French-ish, according to Duke.
People keep saying it's their French. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway. Another hour of fun ahead of you. So we hope you're ready to be entertained, because I'm ready to entertain you.
There you go.
Is that no? It's because your microphone cord is resting on your laptop. There's a hum. It's the fan. I'll bet.
Nope. Stop it.
No, do you hear it?
Yes, I hear it, but it's not the microphone this time.
Ah, it was your bottle. Once you moved your bottle, that was it. No, it was once you moved it, it stopped. Yep. There.
Oh, because the bottle was
the
up
bottles were vibrating on your laptop.
My gracious.
Your wino jug was causing noise. All right, we got more stories here for you guys, so let's get into this.
Hi, Gemini.
Hi, Jim. How you doing? We missed you. Unless you're already here and I missed it. But
can I mention the podcast?
Yeah, please.
Because I told you.
Yes, of course you can.
So I was cutting up a podcast earlier today, and guess who I found on the podcast? Gemini Moon's phone call.
Ooh, very nice.
So guess who's going to be on the podcast?
On Monday?
Yes.
Monday's episode
There
will
you
be featuring Miss Gemini.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
You are going to be immortalized in the podcast verse, Gemini. So we hope you enjoy that.
We hope we do. You do.
We hope
well.
you do. But yeah, that if you're not familiar with the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, please check it out on all the major platforms. Pandora, Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, and a bunch of other ones. Not Stitcher, though. I don't know what's up with Stitcher, but we have a hard time breaking into the Stitcher world, not because our show isn't good enough, but there's all kinds of contractual issues
Maybe
with
it's because
it. So
we're too good.
it might be. They're kind of keeping us out
We
of
did
there.
make that list the other day.
They keep giving Germer, a little edge over us, so...
He's having a hard time staying ahead.
I know. We're catching up, I think. I think, pretty soon he'll be...
He'll be going, how do you guys do it?
Yeah. He'll be like, hey, guys, can I come on your show?
Hey, can I be on your show, please?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, Wes, we got little Wes to take your spot.
Yeah. We love you, Wes. But hope you guys are having a great night. So I got some more cool stories. This one is very strange.
Oh, it fits right in.
I don't understand this. Let's see what it says. Oh, I think they're just modeling. They're modeling
yeah.
some off-world living.
Off-world
but they're going to
living.
do it in the Mojave Desert, ladies and gentlemen. So the plan, I guess, is this company Interstellar Lab to build climate-proof Martian utopia in the Mojave Desert. I think that that's an exciting idea, but I'll tell you, here's the big difference for me. Like if you're on Earth and you're in a resort and let's say a tree hits the roof and you got a hole in it, you're okay. There's just a mess to deal with.
You don't get sucked out through a tiny little hole.
Yeah, if you're on Mars and like a rock flies and hits the dome or something, you are all kinds of screwed. There's just no two ways about it. It's a whole different kind of gravity to that situation.
Literally.
Thank you. That one was kind of intentional.
Nice.
I actually planned that one,
Oh,
Don.
that was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
thank you.
Yes.
But-
Pre-planning is always called premeditated.
Well,
That's why I don't make any plans.
yeah.
Day.
That's but I think it's kind of cool. I do love the idea of us moving out into the solar system. I think that is exciting. I really do.
There was a short series. I think there was like 8 episodes called Mars. I think it was called Mars.
Okay.
And it was on like either Netflix or Prime or something like that. And it was kind of a half scripted show, and then it had like interviews in between these segments of like Elon Musk and all of these astrophysicists and
visionaries.
Yeah, and they're talking about they're telling a story, and then the people who are in the know are giving information in between like these staged movie parts, and it was actually really interesting. It was really cool.
Did you ever see that movie that Matt Damon was in and that he kind of gets stranded there? Did you ever see
Yeah,
that
it was
one?
called The Martian.
Was it any good?
It was all right. It was
Okay.
all right.
I was
I've
meant to
watched
see
it a couple times. You know which movie I like better?
I don't.
Mission to Mars. It had Gary Sinise in it.
Oh yeah, that was older
And,
though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a couple years older than that one, but
Yeah.
I like that one better.
Yeah, that was decent. Wasn't what's his name?
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Cheadle? Is it Cheadle?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
there's an L in that Don. Let me just preempt that one.
Just start grabbing a hold of those consonants and work your way through it. That's what I do, and you can see how well that works.
Yeah.
As I butcher every word from New Zealand, but it's not without without good effort and intention.
Sincere intention, yes.
Right. So here's the plan, I guess. Interstellar Lab is building a bioregenerative Martian utopia in the Mojave Desert that will be open to tourists who want to discover what it would be like to live on Mars. That sounds like some cheap real estate and a way to cash in on it to me. Yeah, well, all we could get was this piece of desert. Let's say it's Mars. Wow. Wow, that's pretty good marketing, I got to admit. But it says, God, the font is horrible. Why did they have to do this?
I see it just fine.
Well, great.
I just can't read it.
You can go ahead and read it.
I said I can't.
Paris-based research group, the Interstellar Lab, is working to bring a Mars-ready village to North America's Mojave Desert, one of the driest places on the continent, to further research on how humans could live on other planets while simultaneously learning how to create more sustainable communities on Earth. Oh, this is actually a vision of your future, ladies and gentlemen, living in little communities.
Oh,
That sounds like camp.
that sounds not good.
Sounds like a camp. I don't think I like this story anymore. The design employs space technologies called EBIOS, experimental bioregenerative stations. The first closed-loop controlled environment habitats on Earth of their kind, according to Interstellar Lab. EBIOS are a framework of regenerative living, providing solutions for water, recycling, food production, waste management, and nature preservation. Huh. Okay, so they want us to live in biomes. There was those biomes that were
Yeah,
built.
the biodomes, yeah.
Biodomes, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
they
there's
were.
a dome in there.
I guess there was a lot of controversy surrounding those too. Like it was not really a
those-
group of scientists like it was alleged to
Well,
be.
yeah, and they came out half crazy anyhow.
I think they might have went in kind of crazy though too, by the sounds of it.
Okay.
I don't think it was the dome that did it, but I know they had to vent that thing a bunch of times just to get air in there. 'Cause
Right.
Some of their profound calculations were off, but the site will be able to support up to 100 people in glass-clad domes. served by futuristic transport systems, in addition to laboratories in a dedicated science area where inhabitants can test life support technologies. There will also be art and music center humans will need to achieve or to create creative activities to thrive on Mars. Uh-huh. Yep, just some finger paints and a couple pianos.
just reanimate Bob Ross.
Yeah,
We're just gonna paint a little happy tree right here on Mars.
Yeah, absolutely. The colony's eBios are intended to serve as hospitality and science center for astronaut training and agriculture analysis. Interstellar Lab says it is in talks with NASA about the site's potential use for space-based government research. While the Mojave Desert facility will be dedicated to research for half the year, during the other half, it'll be open to tourists. Hello, funding.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, kids, let's go to Mars. The cost is still being weighed. Interstellar Labs founder and CEO Barbara Belvisi is currently projecting between US $3,000 and $6,000 for a week-long stay. But the goal is for tourism to help fund the project. The company is currently working to raise more capital for design and construction. When completed, the eBios will be carbon neutral and produce zero waste, meaning they can offer a useful framework for communities in the threat of climate change looms large. Okay, so this is climate change preparedness. Belvis says there's a strong link between space exploration and the awareness of what is going on in our own planet. Well, there you go. So if you're looking to throw a few grand away and take the kids on a memorable journey, you can go to the Mojave Desert and stay on Mars.
You know, if we all lived in biodomes, there would be no pandemics.
Except maybe one whole dome.
Yeah, but it'd be
Yeah.
contained in
Right.
that one dome.
It would be. You're not helping the conversation, though. You're actually promoting it.
No, actually, well, that's not my intention.
Okay. All right.
I loved it when you said climate change. What'd you say? Climate change what? Climate change. You used a P word.
Okay. I probably did. I use a lot of words I don't remember. Just ask my wife. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a nice guy.
He loves you.
She adds, sentient life is likely very rare in our universe. Complex life may be rare in our solar system. And at Interstellar Labs, we are building technologies to help its preservation and regeneration on Earth, now and into the future on other planets. What did that first line say? Sentient life is likely very rare in our universe. And how would you have any measure to quantify that? I think the number of planets that are in that sweetheart zone are like in the billions. Or
Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, the Goldilocks zone. Thank you for that clarification.
It's not a marriage.
No, well, sweetheart. It was a date, not a marriage. Zero futuristic electric plane promises age of guilt-free flying. I never feel guilty.
Okay, you know what? Those things are all real nice and warm and fuzzy and things.
Uh-huh.
But do you know what it takes to mine lithium?
Yeah, it's pretty.
And what it takes to mine cobalt?
Yeah, all of that is really nasty. That whole process is nasty.
And it's green. No, it's not. Go look up strip mining on strip mining.
Isn't
lithium.
it from Africa? Doesn't most of it come from Africa?
The cobalt does.
Yeah, and they've got like these ugly ass pits. I mean, ugly pits, all over the place, and it's a mess. They got little kids doing this stuff too, which is just heartbreaking. So, so there's nothing real friendly about how they acquire the means to create those technologies. Now, if they could come up with a way to utilize a more surface-ready product, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
That would be awesome, but finding these rare earth elements and stuff is just really terrible. Yeah, that's enough of that. So if you want to go on, like it's like a Mars theme park is what it basically is, but they're going to use it 6 months of the year for research.
Yeah, so only $3 to $6 grand for a week.
Wow, you know,
That's probably per person.
yeah, probably. Yeah, it wouldn't be like a family of 6. That's
$18,000.
yeah. We need $24,000, and you can take the kids over here for a week.
It's exciting. You'll all
Yeah.
get stickers.
Now there are a lot of people that that have that kind of disposable income, but my world that doesn't exist. So, okay. So where was this?
Wow.
This one sounds kind of cool. Now, is this a glimpse into the future? It says how one weird fish's incredible ability to suspend aging could help humans. Suspend aging. Could you imagine, Don?
I wouldn't want to be.
At this point, I'm not sure I'd want to suspend it. I would like to reverse it. I'd like to just go back
like
a
that-
decade or two.
Was it the Benjamin Button?
Yeah, exactly. If I could land in my
Just a
20s
couple.
somewhere.
Oh my God, no, my 30s.
Why, your
Early
30s was your sweet spot?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
College.
College? Yeah.
College.
Oh, you had a good time?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not talking about what you did, but just how you felt.
Oh,
When did you feel the healthiest?
in college?
Oh, were you conscious for most of it? I'm just curious.
As far as I can tell.
Don goes full Jim Belushi.
Animal house.
I'm a zit. Just saying, I don't know what's going on there.
Toga.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I would want to reverse the clock before I stopped it. I would want to get back to a point where my body wasn't like cray paper and good intentions.
Crepe paper and wire for bones.
Yeah, baling twine and a lot of wishful thinking. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
In the quest for eternal life, humans have come up with all kinds of schemes to halt the aging process, from hacking our DNA to blood transfusions to supplements and even intermittent fasting. Oh, that's supposed to help you live longer?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Ask Farm. He'll tell you all about it.
Excellent, Farm. You'll have to let me know. I've been kind of doing a little bit of that. I don't think I'm quite making the time exactly, but
I'd
I'm
like
getting
to
there.
do a lot more fasting and a lot less slowing.
Scientists and lay people alike want to know, how can we reverse, or better yet, stop? Why is that better? But it says reverse
aging?
or better yet stop the aging process. I don't know why better yet is stopping it. I think reversing it is a good start. It would be convenient if we could just hit the pause button whenever we wanted, right? But for one weird tropical fish, doing just that is no pipe dream. In fact, taking a break from aging is the key to the development of these strange aquatic creatures, a new study suggests. Humans, take notes. By the way, this article is coming from inverse.com. The new hope for the fountain of youth comes from the African turquoise killifish. Killifish? Yeah, that's a killie.
Is that K-I-L-I?
Killifish.
Cool.
And then they give the scientific name, which I'm not even going to try.
It's as bad as his Maori.
Yeah, it's worse than my New Zealand talk. So when the going gets tough, like during dry seasons when conditions are unfavorable for its growth, the fish enters a special state called diapause, literally suspending its aging process. Is that not maybe starvation? If they can't get any nutrients, they can't grow or whatever. Diapause is similar to hibernation. Oh, see, that took a different turn. I don't want to just sleep all through it. Animals in diapause are in a dormant state where their bodies are less active than usual. But while hibernation involves a seasonal rest period when temperatures are too cold for animals to thrive, in diapause, animals press the snooze button on their very development. Once conditions are more favorable, development starts right back up, as if no time had passed. Of course, time itself doesn't stop. Really?
Oh, gosh.
Jeez. Oh, dang. Well, what is really wild about diapause is that the time that passes while an organism is dormant does not count against its overall lifespan. Yeah, that's kind of what we took from this already.
That was the idea, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they felt the need to spell that out. Diapause completely upends the very idea of aging as a time-based process that marches inexorably towards an individual's inevitable demise.
This is so doomy.
Yeah, it's really like, wow. In the new study, researchers show for the first time how this process works in embryos of the African turquoise killifish, and which specific gene groups are responsible for it. The genes involved in the fish's muscle development and function, it turns out, play a particularly crucial role in diapause. The findings were published Thursday in the Journal of Science. Now, I could see this being very valuable to deep space exploration.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
that's where I can see it.
Cryogenic sleep.
Right.
You just push the pause button on the what's it called?
Diapause.
Diapause.
Yep.
Isn't that funny? The word pause is in there.
Right. Well, it's because it's a stopping.
Pause, yeah.
Killifish lives in ponds that vary greatly in weather. During drought, they fully dry up, making it difficult for the fish to survive. As usual, and that is where diapause comes in, giving them a waiting period before things get better and they can continue to grow. So, some insects, other fish, crustaceans, and nematodes also go through diapause, studies suggest, but discovering how diapause actually works opens up new research doors for better understanding those animals and even the human aging process. These findings might provide insight into the mysteries of aging and longevity. University of Washington researcher Mark Van Gilst writes in commentary on the research, also published Thursday in Science. African tortoise killifish embryos are protected from the wear and tear of time, meaning that the killifish diapause possesses vertebrate anti-aging mechanism potential of considerable relevance. Thank you, to human aging. Since the African turquoise killifish has a complex immune, nervous, and cardiovascular systems, studying them helps shed light on other complex vertebrate structure or species to see how these organ systems are affected by diapause. The fish can fall victim to the same aging-related diseases that affect humans and other vertebrates, and since killifish live only 4 to 6 months, they are particularly helpful study subjects in looking at an entire lifespan, Van Gilst says. While researchers still don't understand precisely what protects the killifish or other vertebrates from aging during diapause, the study is a step forward. It provides some of the first insights into the anti-aging mechanisms of vertebrate diapause, Van Gilst says. So there you go. I don't know. It sounds kind of like cryosleep in the science movies, you know.
Yeah,
like
does.
you just turn it off and then you kind of thaw out when you get there, you know, like a steak. You just throw it on the table until it thaws, and then you're good to go. But I think it could be valuable there. But even then, I mean, these people would be stuck out in the reaches of space with very old technology by the time they woke up.
No kidding.
Yeah,
It'll be 1,000 years ahead of them.
Right. Or they'll wake up and their ship will be broke because it just fell apart.
Your ship has not come in.
Well, it's interesting, though, and I'm not sure I think that's, you know, for that kind of application, it makes sense, but it doesn't sound like it's really about stopping aging. It's just stopping functioning is what it sounds like. So in order to stop, if in order to stop aging, you had to go into like a suspended animation, but then you age normally when you wake up, it's kind of defeats the purpose then, doesn't it?
Well, no, you know, I don't necessarily, I don't think so, because you know I think if they follow this line of thinking, or in this exploration into what it is, I wouldn't have a problem with being shut down for like 1,000 years and then, you know, end up
in
Mars, you know, or Jupiter for that matter.
Yeah, just to see what life will be like.
Exactly, and only be 50 years old. You know, I mean, I'd be okay with that. You know, spend a year, you know, exploring and then go into diapause again and come on home.
Come on out.
And
we're ready.
I'll be 52 years old when I get home.
Yes, indeed. So there is that.
Kathy says, aging is terrific. It's the aches and pains that suck.
Youth is wasted on the young. It's true. I agree with you, Kathy. I know that every year that passes. I think gravity is getting stronger, and I'm getting weaker.
I thought Snap, Crackle, and Pop came from a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, well, it does, Don.
Yeah.
But we're about to go to our last break
Wow.
of the night. Can you believe it? We've gone through an hour and a half already, ladies and gentlemen, and it feels like we just started. It really does.
How are you doing?
Adam,
Adam had him, and now you got him.
Adam, what?
Adam had him, and
Adam.
now you got him. Banana splits.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Oh, no.
Is there an Adam in here that you're talking about?
Adam, yeah.
Oh, Adam, Blue Line. Oh, I was like, where are we going with this? I don't understand. I didn't get the script, Don. I didn't get my notes.
What's my motivation?
Welcome, Adam. Good to see you, brother. We've missed you. Hope everything's been good in your world. And welcome to the portal. All right, guys, we're going to go to our break. We'll be back 1/2 hour left, or 20-some minutes as it works out by the clock. But we'll be back to entertain you the hell out of you in just a few minutes. So.
If we haven't already.
Every day it's a crapshoot what you're gonna get, but you gotta admit there's no two episodes alike.
That's true.
All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The last half hour, we're in the home run. We're from third going to home base here, and I hope you guys are enjoying the journey so far. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure cruise of fun the whole time that I've been a part of it. How you doing, Don?
I'm upset with Mr. Naysay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I said, hey, I in the chat I said, you know what I really like about coming to Brent's studio? He always has Oreos. And Naysay says he has to be the rain cloud. Paul Newman makes a healthier Oreo replacement. That's heresy. What are you doing?
Yeah, but do they have double stuff? You gotta have double stuff.
He says they were really good, and he,
that's worthy of trying. I mean, I'm all for healthier alternatives, but you got to do what you got to do. I mean, I'll have to look for those. I mean, it's not toilet paper. I should be able to find it, right?
You should be able to.
Well. So anyway, we are back at it here, ladies and gentlemen. So don't you worry. We are back and ready to entertain you for the last half hour. So hope you guys are doing great. Let's get back into it. Find out what else is going on. This is interesting. I've not heard of this one before. And this is just kind of strange stuff, but it's coming from, Jesus, look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's
It's coming from Coast to Coast AM. .com, and it's a strange eyeless creature remains are discovered on a beach in Mexico. Mm-hmm. That's really creepy, dude. I got to put that on screen.
It looks like a dolphin.
It does. It looks like a cross between a dolphin and an eel. That's a great. I wonder if it's just some malformed dolphin,
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, like some kind of weird thing, but I'll put it on the screen so those of you in YouTube can see. But those of you that can't see, just imagine the head of a dolphin down to the torso area of a dolphin, no pectoral fins at all. And then it just goes down to like where the tail would normally be, but it turns into like an eel from that on out.
Right.
And it looks just bizarre. And you can find this, ladies and gentlemen, if you visit Coast to Coast AM. It's an article from February 14th, 2020. And it says, a group of beachgoers in Mexico were aghast when they discovered the remains of what appears to be a bizarre eyeless sea creature that had washed ashore. The puzzling oddity was reportedly spotted last weekend on the Pacific Coast beach of Destiladeras near the popular tourist destination of Puerto Vallarta. The people who found that curious carcass initially thought it was that of a dolphin, but their theory was seemingly upended when they got closer look at the creature. And it does look like a bottlenose dolphin, kind of nose and eyes, or no eyes, I guess. The monstrous denizen of the deep appears to have had no eyes, nor any fins, and sported a rather long body, since there were areas off the coast of Puerto Vallarta that reached depths of around 3,200 feet. It's suspected that perhaps the creature resides in a realm of the ocean that is so dark that it evolved to have no eyes. And as of yet, no marine biology experts have stepped in forward to identify the beast, and area fishermen say they've never seen anything like it. As such, the true nature of the creature is unknown at this time. Strangely enough, the seemingly eyeless creature found in Mexico is the third weird animal to make news after washing ashore this week, as a dead sea monster was discovered on a beach in Scotland, and the ghastly remains of what some observers suspect was an escaped test monkey that was found near an island in South Carolina. What may be behind this unnerving trend is anyone's guess, but one can only hope that it's not some ominous harbinger of things to come. And they do actually have more close-ups that are here. I don't know. Very, very, very toothy. It really has some profound teeth on it.
It does, yeah.
I mean, if it got a hold of you, that would be it. It does. It looks like a cross between like a moray eel and a dolphin.
Yeah.
If a dolphin didn't have eyes or any other fins, not even a dorsal fin, no pectoral fins, and the tail was that of an eel. Very strange, but yeah, I bet you. I mean, we don't know anything about the oceans, Don, really. What did they say? Like only 5% of it has been researched?
Yeah.
That leaves a lot of curiosities yet to discover, but you have to wonder if this is if it is indeed a relative of dolphins, could these things be like really intelligent like dolphins then? And they could just be the deep sea cousins of the dolphins that we all know and see regularly.
No, because dolphins are like not of this world, right?
Huh?
Well, you've read Douglas Adams, right?
Well, yeah. The Hitchhiker's Guide, yeah.
Oh no! See, I did that on purpose, and you didn't catch it.
Oh, God. You and your porpoise. But I will say that, of course, dolphins are oxygen breathing, and if
Yes.
this is indeed a deep sea creature, then it's not breathing oxygen. But I don't know. They made no mention of gills, and there's nothing on these pictures.
Yeah, there doesn't show any blowholes or anything.
No, well, I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's strange. Very strange.
Huh.
I got to admit, I'm perplexed. I don't know.
Shout out to Mr. David in the chat. He
Yeah?
says, "This is the first time I've watched this live, and I must say what a great bunch you all are."
Oh, very cool.
And then a special shout out to Naughty Nessie.
Naughty Nessie. Okay. Well, thank you, David. I appreciate that. I'm glad you made it. I don't know if you've already listened to the show many times, but this is this is about as good as it gets.
This is what you pay for.
This is the peak. It's what's going on here. Oh no, we have a lot of fun. We try to have fun on the show because this stuff, it gets dark and gloomy, and you gotta lighten up and have a good time with it, especially with all the craziness going on in our world. So,
I wanted to mention Fukushima. Along with that, what is the chances of it? It's mutated dolphin, or
maybe
again, we have to consider that.
Yeah, I mean, there was no mention of whether it had blowholes or not, or gills, or what was going on. So, I don't know. I mean, it could be. It certainly could be, but I guess it's anybody's guess. I don't know. I can't imagine there isn't some group that's really excited to get out there and catalog this and figure out what it is, because it's it does look real, unless it's just some artist's fakery.
Oh,
that's been known to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There was the guy that had all these pictures of mermaids that had washed up after a hurricane, and they were all just his artistic creations.
Well, and then you have, what is the name of that museum where he supposedly has fairies and a baby werewolf, and the head of the nun that was supposed to be a satanic nun.
Oh,
what was
geez.
the Llewellyn Museum?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I can't remember, but it's art. It's art, and people pass it all the time through the internets.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this! It's like, that's fake.
Right.
It's art.
It's very possible. It could just be it could be digital. We don't know, but I can tell you that probably a lot of what you're seeing in advertisements that look like these incredible homes and stuff, especially when it comes to products and stuff, is just done on a computer. That home probably doesn't exist in many cases.
Well, this particular one, they're like, you can touch it. I mean, it's physical art.
Mm-hmm.
So and they put these together. They're incredible. And the stories that are presented with them are just incredible. It's great, but it's gloomy as hell. But
so I'm going to this site. It's I gotta pull up some things that were done. These are all digital assets, but I'm looking for some actual. They usually do like contests. Let's see. Let me find something here. Digital art contests. Let's see. That's not exactly what I wanted, but CG Trader Digital Art Competition. Let's pull this one up. I want to show you guys just how incredibly realistic this stuff can be. And if you're watching movies and stuff, you kind of already know. But like for object, this is. Let's get some pictures. Okay, so here's a picture.
That's awesome.
And this was done completely on computer. This doesn't. What the hell happened?
Welcome to Snap.
Welcome to snapping. So this is a site called CG Trader, and let me get this off the screen. I don't want that on there. Get off. This car doesn't actually exist, ladies and gentlemen. This was built on somebody's computer, and this is the quality of digital rendering that's possible. And I mean, if you look at that, that's hard to see. It's not an actual car. It was probably modeled after an actual car, like they had pictures of this model of car and recreated it. I'm not sure what kind of car this is, but
It's got to be British.
right. But this is just one example. This is all digitally modeled and made. It doesn't exist anywhere except in a computer. And then this one kind of looks more like a painting, so that one's maybe not a good example. But
That roly-poly fish head looked real.
yeah, it does. But I mean, it's just when you're looking at some of these things, especially some of the things that have been passed off as real, and you find out later they're hoax. This is why, because this is the
high
level.
level, yeah.
This is the level of the ability to make things look like they actually exist, and it's absolutely incredible. And I wish I could find more examples. Let's see. Digital art. Let's just do digital art and see what we find here. But if we go to images, a lot of them are really cartoon and caricature-ish. But
How about human rendering?
well, this is a human face. But I'm looking. There's
That's
some.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, is it?
That's Billie Eilish.
Who is this? Is?
Yeah, that's Billie Eilish.
Yeah, that's a digital artist made that. That's Billie Eilish. But yeah, I guess I don't really know what Billie Eilish looks like, except I do now. But most of these are very caricature-ish, but some of them get to be so incredibly realistic, you can't tell whether it's actual person or if it's a fabrication. And a lot of times they're modeled off of actual people, but they are actually created in a digital space. I wish these didn't all look like paintings. I'm looking for photorealistic. That's what I missed. I missed photorealistic. Let me go back up here. And I don't want to waste a lot of time on this, but I think it's important when you're looking at stuff. It's really important to see how oh God, I can't do that. I was starting to type in important. Photorealistic. There we go. Let's see what we find here. Okay. So this is a digital art. That person doesn't really exist, or at least in that form.
Oh, there's that digitally. She was a spokesperson for like Sprint, and she was digitally rendered, and she was passed off as a real model, and she had an Instagram. She had just like massive social media, and she was digitally rendered. Everything about her is it's all from somebody's mind, and everybody thought she was real. What was her name?
I don't know. I don't have much. Look at this guy. That looks so real. Realism, digital art, the woven table press. I don't know. That might be an actual picture of a guy that does it. But my point is to try to find really solid examples of the ability to render and show. How do I make this bigger? God, this sucks. This is so small. Here's one that's digital art. And this one obviously looks like it's digital art. It's pretty close, but it doesn't have quite the textures. Realistic digital. This one is digital art process. So you can see, and my point is just that this is how well things can be fabricated to look like they're actually there. And so, the same thing is true for cryptids and stuff. They could be created and rendered and be amazing. And this is always a consideration when you're looking at evidence. Is it truly what you're seeing? And I don't know. I can't say all the time either. There's been many photos that have been passed off as real that fooled even on some experts. So it's not impossible. But I just wanted to share that with you. Not that it's a huge point, but it is a point. So let's see. I don't want to. Oh, this one sounds interesting, Don. This is a UK Bigfoot roaming the UK with cluster of sightings from Kent up to the Highlands. And apparently somebody's put together a map, and here it is, showing all the different cryptid sightings across the UK. I don't know if the Daily Star, is that a credible thing, or is that a rag? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but in any case, this is a map. I don't think we're going to waste.
This is her. Her name is... people thought she was real.
Oh, okay.
That's how lifelike digital rendering is.
Yeah.
And she had like this 3-year career of this social influencer, and come to find out she's not even real.
Wow. That's crazy. She wasn't really real. So this is kind of cool. Maybe. Oh, we got to read this one. Dublin Bigfoot mystery unfolds as multiple prints discovered. Let's see. This is the radio telescope one. Now this one says, search for Bigfoot. Dublin monster expands as similar footprints found in Phoenix Park. Jesus, look at that. I mean, geez.
Wow.
Is that a handprint? Let's put that on the screen for all of our viewers that are able to see it. That does look disturbing. So there is apparently a handprint here, and it says, photos of large footprints have emerged from Phoenix Park, possibly from the Bigfoot Dublin monster. A concerned citizen sent these shocking photos to Dublin Live in response to the Bigfoot footprints seen in Palmerstown. The images show deep, dark imprints on the grass with marks similar to claws in the mud. Claws on in the mud. The pics were taken in January 20th, and the woman who spotted the mysterious prints told Dublin Live she'd never seen anything like them before. She said, we walked to the Pope's Cross, and on return back to the car, we noticed a very large and strong animal footprint, or strange animal footprint. At first we thought it was a joke, but as we continued to walk further, there were footprints for about a quarter of a mile. This made us think maybe this wasn't a joke. My friend got down and measured his hand to the print, and it was quite bigger than my friend's hand. We also go on walks here and never seen these type of animal footprints here before. The Irish Bigfoot Research Organization,
the IBRO.
Yep, IBRO, those are our buddies, Jim and Chris, said, we are not aware of any activity inside Dublin, but there has been activity in the surrounding areas, especially in the Wicklow Mountains. Most reports come in from further north. That's amazing. Look at those prints going off into the distance.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Is there anything below that?
Well, yeah, it says it's currently unknown if these footprints have any relation to mysterious marks spotted in fresh cement pavement on Monday night.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how big those are, though.
Yeah, there's no scale.
Yeah, it's just it's just all mashed up, though. That would sure piss you off, though, wouldn't it?
There's a human foot right there.
Right
Top-
here?
top left.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what these are. These are pretty small, whatever they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are possible prints here or not. I'm not sure what we're looking at. Given the lack of sightings in Dublin, the Bigfoot organization doubts that there is one in Phoenix Park. Clearly, kids mucking about or playing, or maybe you have a T-Rex. A photo sent in by the organization shows the size of the Bigfoots they deal with outside of Dublin. And oh yeah, this is the print that they're really well known for. Mm-hmm. And you can see how large this is compared to the human footprint here, and that's huge. Mm-hmm. That is huge. Now there is the fact that the snow does look like it's melted, so that may have expanded it a bit, but this is pretty enormous. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even the base is still here, so it hasn't thawed to that much of a level, because this would be gone if this was truly just a huge expansion of a normal print.
Right.
So this snow would not be there. So whatever exposure this print has, it's pretty limited. The Phoenix Park guide was skeptical of the photos, saying, I think someone is exaggerating. All I can say is when people come to Phoenix Park, they should not take anything from the park and should not leave anything except footprints. They should not litter. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Wow, that's relevant. How? Okay. What is he, Smokey the Bear? Only you cannot litter. Given the lack of sightings at the Dublin monster, it appears Bigfoot is adhering to Phoenix Park litter standards.
Jeez.
Well, that's interesting, though, and it's cool to see our buddies from the IBRO mentioned. There's going to be a big announcement coming up from them in the near future on our show, so definitely stay tuned. I can't say anything about it, but I could just tell you it should be good. So we'll get into that when in the future time. So if you're looking for announcements of further about that, check out our Facebook group, our Facebook page at facebook.com/Paranormal Portal Radio.
You know, and I want to point something out. Somebody said something earlier about as long as Brent doesn't narrate a movie. Brent did the
Who said
voiceover. I don't remember. Brent did the voiceover for the trailer for the Walking with the Wild Man for the IBRO.
For the Amazon Prime, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. He does do narrations.
I do. Was it a criticism of my voice?
I think somebody was just trying to be funny. I think somebody
It's not funny at all. That hurt my feelings. Don't hurt me like that. Don't hurt me where I live.
Oh, please.
All I got is my voice.
They've been beating me up all night.
Well, that's okay, though.
Oh, thanks. That's what the sidekick's for. No, Tonto, don't go to town.
Yep. Don, a dinosaur movie, Moog says. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but yeah, you do take him on the chin quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah. These guys whoop my butt.
Well, it's better than mine. That's all I can say.
Thanks.
Thanks for taking him for the team, Don. I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not a strip mine.
Chris Jarvis said, Don, it was me.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yes, he did, Don. It was me.
But I do think he was just being.
All right, Mr.
Being,
Jarvis, just letting you know I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'll be paying attention. Great voice, Brent. Thanks, Carlton. I appreciate that.
Oh, Nessie's. Never mind.
Warms up the. All right. Well, Nessie's here.
Only if it's followed by a shot of Jaeger.
Should always get dinner first. That's
or
my,
drink after.
That's my criteria. Got to get some dinner.
Wow, it's getting hot in here.
All right. All right. The Mothman Legacy documentary to debut an annual festival. Oh, they're going to have a Mothman festival, Don.
Go figure. Is it going to be at the Chicago O'Hare Airport?
It should be. I think they moved from Point Pleasant up to Chicago.
Well, they shut down the airport up there.
I'm sure they've shut down a lot of airports. Yeah, I know any kind of situation where you're in a little can with other people is going to be a real problem. Trains, planes. Hell, they might not even let people carpool.
I know.
No, you cannot.
You're not more than 3 feet apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So,
please don't spit my direction. What?
Never mind.
Okay.
Just another nugget from the chat room that I can't say on the air. So, apparently the Mothman Legacy will explore the stories behind various sightings of the enigmatic winged humanoids. Described as being a human-like entity with wings and glowing red eyes, Mothman gained prominence after being sighted multiple times in and around Point Pleasant, West Virginia from 1966 to 1967. The first reported sighting occurred in November 1966 when 5 men who were digging a grave in a local cemetery described seeing a strange figure swooping over the trees overhead. The creature was seen again only a few days later when two couples were driving through the area, picked up the terrifying sign of a human-like shape with glowing red eyes and illuminated by their headlights. As this time went on, more and more people reported seeing the creature. When 46 people died in the collapse of the Silver Bridge in December 1967, Mothman came to be associated with the disaster. The phenomenon was later described by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies. Now, a new documentary directed by the Seth Breedlove aims to shed new light on the enigma, and the final chapter in Seth Breedlove's Mothman trilogy, The Mothman Legacy, will tell the story of dozens of sightings of a folk legend of dubious origin who allegedly continues to be seen throughout the area today. The press release reads, with a dozen eyewitness interviews, the film promises to deliver or to offer some of the most intense and terrifying encounters ever recorded. Many believe the Mothman to be a 1960s phenomena, an omen, only appearing before tragedy and disappearing after a flap of sightings and a subsequent Silver Bridge collapse in 1967. But what if there's more? And what if the origins of this omen trace back much further and go much deeper than anyone realized? And what if the sightings never ended? Ooh. Well, not sure.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. I guess that's it for us. Stick around
wow.
because Paisley Wild's coming up next on the network with her Spaces Between. And then stick around after that for the Duke. Coming up with World Bigfoot Radio. And remember, Duke and Kevin will be in the chat room. Kevin Lang will be his guest in the chat. And so there'll be a lot of fun-filled chatting going on there. But that's it for us. I'll be back tomorrow with some Night Terrors. And
Good night.
all I can say is I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day, and wash your hands.
Oh, goodness.
Good night, Don.
Good night.
All right. See you guys. Love you all. Have a good night.